I have a great question I wanted to answer while I had a bit of time. The question, Sai, what do you do with a team where the last manager vented with their employees and created gossip with the employees about the company's ownership? And this person writes, buy-in is lost. I love, first of all, that this team got a new leader, one that actually practices reality-based leadership. So what a godsend for this team. They're going to be able to up their game and their professionalism. And don't we all love those times in our life where some leader came in, toggle switched us up, and we got to be more professional, because then we got to produce results and have impact in the world and feel a ton better. So I'm thrilled that you're working with this team. So let me go back and give you some ideas. First of all, you write, buy-in is lost. And I would tell you, buy-in is never lost. Sometimes it's made optional. So your work is to help people understand that buy-in under your leadership isn't optional. You're either in and proactively working in supportive and professional ways to move the company forward, or you're on your way transitioning outside of the company. There just really isn't this third option. I can stay and hate, or I can stay and take the ownership's inventory. So some ideas I have as a leader is that a new leader does not have to pay for the sins of an old leader. The old leader is gone, a lot of times because they didn't produce the results that they wanted. And don't let the team emotionally blackmail you. Well, we used to be able to do that. Anything that isn't appropriate, I don't care if you used to be able to do it. It's not going to be helpful to continue today. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pull your team together and get very clear about your command philosophy. Sit down and process and spend some time. Come up with the 10 pieces of philosophy that are near and dear to you, your non-negotiables, your bottom lines. And I'm assuming at least one of those is around how we use our energy, our voices, our efforts. And if we're not using that time and energy and our language and our voices in promotion of the organization, or in support of all of our efforts, or in positive ways, that's just not tolerated. And so what I'd ask for you to do is really let people know that your role as a leader is to restore health and professionalism to the team, and get very clear with them if something is professional and positive and supportive and helpful and will move the needle forward and is supportive of the team and is supportive of creating a great positive work environment, you're all for it. And if any behavior that they get into is unhelpful, unsupportive, or unprofessional, you're not all for it. That what will be rewarded, expected, recognized is supportive, professional, high thinking behavior. And then the work begins. After you've let people know, you set boundaries every place you go. If somebody makes a derogatory statement, you say it back to them in a very clean way. You ditch the drama and clean up the statement. So if somebody comes to me and they said, hey, did you hear what ownership decided last night? Doesn't that sound like them, where they don't care about employees and they're just making decisions without consulting us? I would very cleanly say, I didn't hear, was there a decision made last night about the future direction of the company? Please tell me. Well, they sold us out. And say, no, I was more interested in what was the decision. Well, the decision was that they're not going to allow more overtime. I go, oh my gosh, I love that they're working to use our resources efficiently. So let's focus on what we can do to support that. And it is just time after time, reframe after reframe, micro boundary after micro boundary, that you're influencing the behaviors of the people around you. And you do that in almost every interaction. It really sets the boundary about what's expected, what's helpful, what's not helpful. And then in your one-on-ones, which you gotta have regularly, you let people know how you see them helping and how you see them hurting, and you ask them to do more helping and less hurting. And then as a team in their daily interactions, when you're calling them together for meetings, is you manage the energy of that team. See, great leaders don't manage people, they manage energy. You're always bottom lining it. Of course the owners want profitability. Let's focus on how we can deliver that. Of course the owners don't know everything we do on a daily basis. Let's focus on how we can better educate them. Of course the owners at times make decisions that favor themselves over others. It's their money and their capital that's at risk. And over time, through overt and covert ways of interacting with folks, they will get the message that if you're here, I need you endorsing, supporting, and making sure that we're delivering on what not only our owners need, but what our regulators need, what our customers need, that we really are going to stay neutral, ditch the drama, and deliver great results. When you go from being the new leader after about 6 months to being the leader, that's when you tap into your performance management systems and start getting even more clear that if you're not answering the call to greatness, if you're not stepping up and participating in new ways in this organization, we will begin the performance management process, which might transition you out of the organization. At the end of a year, you've got to set the goal that you need people to have stepped up or made plans to move on so that going forward, you're not paying for the sins of a past leader.